But first, we're off to Headstart International School to meet Phuket's shark guardians, Brendon and Liz Singh.
I'm originally from South Africa, so after high school I studied sharks for research as part of a project with the local university in South Africa. Instead of continuing to study sharks scientifically, I went down a conservation route. I wanted to kind of share my information about sharks to the general public and divers. So as a diving instructor, teaching people about diving a shark and leading diving safaris led to doing a lot more conservation work here in Asia. And this is something I've been working on since 1998. And in 2009, I started approaching some of the bigger international schools in Thailand, in Bangkok here. And it's just kind of snowballed from then. It's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. We've been invited to more countries, more international schools, and it became a name. And that's how Shark Guardian came about.
All right, first of all, like I said, my name is Brendon. I'm originally from South Africa. You see the white sharks right in front of our ocean?
We mainly go around all these different countries, telling people about sharks, just like Brendon. And we just decided to share our knowledge.
I became involved in Shark Guardian about 4 years ago. I'm also a scuba diving instructor. So I met Brendon, first saw his presentation, wanted to know more, and things have evolved from there really. So yeah, we were running a resort in Indonesia last year, so working in diving, and we were doing the presentation on a regular basis, and people were suggesting, why don't you go to this country, we can get you in here. So we said in February we'd just commit ourselves to this full time to see where it led. And since then we've presented to probably 16,000 people. Yeah, just been on a roll, and we made it an official charity in July to get a little bit more recognition.
I think since February we've been to visit 8 international schools in Hong Kong, we've been to Indonesia, Bali, the Gili Islands, Lambangan.
We did Thailand first, we did 13 schools in Thailand there, and since then we've done about 4 or 5 follow-up visits and projects.
Not quite that many, some at the back, yes. Yeah. Really cool mechanism to actually grab the fish. Now look at this shark. Look at its jaw. You see it kind of come out.
We spend a lot of time talking to a lot of teachers about what kind of information have the kids already have before we come in. So we'll ask, have they done a syllabus on oceans already, or have they done elements of marine science in school already? So we kind of ask a little bit of information before we get there so we can build on top of that. When we first started presenting at international schools, we got a lot of suggestions and tips from teachers how to make it more interaction, what kind of videos to show or not to show, and we kind of built it from there. So it's been a learning experience for us, and I think we've adapted to it quite well.
We've got about 7 or 8 different versions, and before each presentation, yeah, we look at the ages, what they know, you know, different backgrounds, and we tweak it. Likewise, if we're presenting to a dive community, you know, it's aimed at a different level. But even then, even people who think they know a lot about sharks, they always say that they learned something. So we know we're always getting our educational messages across. Sometimes people don't realise that's what they're eating. So now you'll be able to say, what soup is that? And if they say shark fin, what will you say to them? No, thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Part of our goals and objectives is to network with other organizations and kind of work collectively on the same goals. And if you look at all the shark organizations that are out there, they're all working towards the same thing, yet there doesn't seem to be a lot of networking between them sometimes. So what we've done is, in some cases, we've actually approached them and said, you know, how can we help support your campaigns through us with our own projects? So one example is in Hong Kong we met Alex Hufford, who used to work with the Hong Kong Shark Foundation. we linked up with them when we went to Hong Kong to do our presentations there. Here in Thailand, we've collaborated a little bit with the Fin-Free Thailand group, who work directly with hotels and restaurants to get shark fin off their menus and therefore recognized. So we've done a few projects with them and some of the schools. So we do network with them. There's another small organization in Khao Lak in Thailand that have a campaign that's called Get Sharks Off the Hook, and that's to recognize local restaurants who don't serve shark fin or shark steak, and we try support their campaign through volunteers through us. We're currently looking for like more corporate sponsors to kind of sponsor what we do with international schools and tourism. One of the things we have coming up is to go to Dubai to go visit quite a few of the international schools there, and also the diving community there, and hopefully that can get sponsored to make it happen.
It's kind of been a little bit out of control that we just decided to commit ourselves to this, and we've been selling t-shirts and wristbands and relying on donations to allow us to do what we've been doing. I'm also a physiotherapist. Brendon is a course director, so teaches people to become instructors, so we're doing a little bit of that. So when I go back to the UK, I work as a physiotherapist. Brendon works in a few different countries as a course director, so it puts a little bit of money in the bank. But, as I say, most of our time for the last 6 months has been occupied with Shark Guardian, and we just believe we can make that foundation and really make a strong organisation, you know, strong grounding, that with time it will become something bigger, that maybe somebody will sponsor us or we'll get bigger funds so we can take it on to another level. So we met in 2009. I first went travelling in 2007 and got very much into diving. 2008 did my dive master and instructor course in Thailand, and it was the end of that year I met Brendon. So going back to England, getting back into physio full time just didn't end up happening. It's funny how your paths change, and now, you know, we're doing something that we're passionate about, so it's brilliant.